Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodana Vivo Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 So today morning reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 9th canto, chapter The Dynasty of Amshumana. And today we have shloka 4 and 5. Okay. So shloka 4, maybe I will read by myself because it's without purport and we can do together shloka number 5. So let me read first. Kopi dharaita vegan patanya me mahatalit anyatha bhutalam vitva nripayasye rasatalam. Translation: Mother Ganges replied, when I fall from the sky to the surface of the planet Earth, the water will certainly be very forceful. Who will sustain that force? If I am not sustained, I shall pierce the surface of the earth and go down to Rasatal, the Patala area of the universe. And text 5. Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Vijami tat agham kvaham.
Vijami tat aham.
Vijami tat agham kvaham.
Vijami tat aham.
Rajams tatra vichintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Rajams tatra vichintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Vijami tad agham kvaham.
Vijami tad agham kvaham.
Rajams tatra vichintayam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Vijami tadhagam kaham.
Vijami tad agham kaham.
Rajam tatra vishintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramayam prachacham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Taragam aham.
Vijami tad agham kaham.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramayi amrijanti agam.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Mrijami tadagam vaham.
Vijami tad agham kaham.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Mataji.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Vijami tad agham kvaham.
Vijami tad agham kaham.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Kim hacham nabhuvam yasye.
Kim chaham nabhuvam yasye.
Naramari amrijanti hagam.
Naramayi amrijanti agham.
Vijami tadhagam vaham.
Vijami tad agham kaham.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Rajam tatra vichintyatam.
Kimcha.
Kimcha.
Also. Aham.
Aham.
I.
I.
Na. Not.
Rashtrapan Prabhu.
Bhuvam.
Bhuvam.
To the planet Earth.
To the planet Earth.
Yasye.
Yasye.
Shall go.
Shabdo.
Naraha.
Naraha.
The people in general.
The people in general.
My. In me.
In me.
In my water.
In the water.
Amrijanti.
Amrijanti.
Cleans.
Cleans.
Agham.
Agam.
The reactions of sinful activities.
The reactions of the sinful activities.
Vijami.
Vijami.
I shall wash. That. Agham.
Agam.
Accumulation of sinful reactions.
Accumulation of sinful reactions.
Tva, unto whom, Aham, I, Rajan, O King, Tatra, on this fact, Vichinchatam, please consider carefully and decide. Translation purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki
Jai.
O King, I do not wish to go down to the planet Earth. For this, the people in general will bath in my water to cleanse themselves of the reaction of their sinful deeds. When all the sinful reactions accumulate in me, how shall I become free from them? You must consider this very carefully. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Sarvadarum Paritija, Mamikam Sharanam Braja, Aham Tam Sarva Papavyo, Moksha Shanma Shujaham. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. This is Bhagavad Gita 1866. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can accept the reactions of anyone's sinful deeds and neutralize them because he is pavitra, pure, like the sun, which is never contaminated by any worldly infection. And Tejiya sam na doshaya vane sarva bhuja yatha. Bhagavatam 10:33-29. One who is very powerful is not affected by any sinful activity. But here we see that Mother Ganges fears being burdened with the sins of the people in general who will bath in her waters. This indicates that no one but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is able to neutralize the reactions of sinful deeds, whether one's own or those of others. Sometimes the spiritual master, after accepting a disciple, must take charge of that disciple's past sinful activities, and being overloaded must sometimes suffer, if not fully, then partially, for the sinful acts of the disciple. Every disciple, therefore, must be very careful not to commit sinful activities after initiation. The poor spiritual master is kind and merciful enough to accept a disciple and purify, suffer for the disciple's sinful activities. But Krishna, being merciful to his servant, neutralizes the reactions of sinful deeds for the servant who engages in preaching his glories. Even Mother Ganges feared the sinful reactions of the people in general and was anxious about how she would counteract the burdens of the sins. Om Agyanatiminandasya Ganajana Chakshutamina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtya Rishitarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarupyascha kripa sindhuvevacha patitam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity, and I can speak for my own purification, actually. So by your mercy, it only can be possible that some proper words can come out in the proper way and mood for the pleasure of all assembled devotees, Srila Prabhupada and our beautiful lordships. Hare Krishna. So this is 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is full of stories. And these stories are really, really far out stories. Whoever read this part of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is very amazing stories. Actually, they are very scandalous stories too, and transcendental scandals, affairs, and it's really bewildering. So there's like blended of so many amazing interactions and stories, like someone is for 1 month has to act as a man, then for another 1 month as a woman, and then because of that he giving child both. He giving the birth to the children as a man and as a woman. Someone else, another story of this canto is just cursed by his guru, and he has to become a Rakshasa, meat eater, and even despite of begging of Brahmani, the wife of a Brahmana, he is eating the husband, and he cannot control his hunger, and even she is pleading to him, please, because they have some sexual intercourse while he is appearing on the scene, so then at least allow me to this, I will become impregnated. No, he don't care. He's also eating. So then, so one story after another like that. There's so many romantic, beautiful stories, far out stories of love stories. Rupa Goswami is explaining to create interest in the conditioned souls, there must be some good stories. There must be some good stories. So which type of stories? So there must be some love story and also some fighting. Then conditioned soul is very attracted to hear it. So acharyas are very expert to compiling stories like a novel, like a newspapers. It's just what is the difference? It's just between this. What we're reading, this is Amala Purana, this is spotless Purana, this is to establish the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our connection with Him. Therefore we have to little bit understand how Bhagavatam is working. The crucial main point of Bhagavatam is 10th canto, as a face, which is representing the face of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like we have legs, we have knees, we have belly, we have navel, we have chest and heart and arms and leg and neck, neck and face, and we can put crown on it also. So similarly, because even Bible say that this is, we have the image of God, right? So we have this because everything ultimately coming from the spiritual world, and ultimately everything coming from Him, from the Lord. So there is nothing just in that interaction between Him and what is created, between Creator and what is created. As Upanishad is explaining, there's one supreme conscious living entity, Ekobahunam, but that one supreme conscious living entity is maintaining all the living entities from time immemorial. So everyone is actually on dependent position. But being covered by Maya, we think that we are master. and we are the supreme. So this is, and then we implicating ourselves into so many sort of sinful activities. So all these amazing stories, far out stories in this ninth canto are really, really, if you studying and hearing them very carefully, and we can get so much benefit and insight, especially when we based our hearing process and our understanding on the commentary and proper understanding commentary of the previous acharyas. That's why it's very important to understand these different limbs of Bhagavatam. We have limbs, different parts, limbs of our body. The Lords also have the different limbs of his transcendental body. And the Srimad Bhagavatam being non-different the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, this is the incarnation of the Lord. So it's Granta avatar. This is Bhagavatam. So so therefore it is very helpful to see the progression to 10th canto, because 10th canto, yes, is representing the face of the Lord, but also giving us, helping us to take fully shelter. The 10th canto is about Ashraya, take full shelter in the Lord, and fully surrender without any reservation. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur very beautifully said, Krishna is not interested in what you are giving. Krishna is very interested in what you are hiding behind. And he will always point it out that, what about this? That's fine, nice, thank you for your servant. But what about this? What about that? So the stories in Bhagavatam are teaching us this how we can actually take fully shelter of the Lord. Like who? Like devotees in Vrindavan, Brajavasis. Fully surrendered. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasa Anudasa. To become real servant of the servants of the servant. The gopis of Vrindavan, so much glorified by Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Jivara Swarupa Hoi Krishna Ranitya Das. How to situate ourselves on this internal position of that we are really not theoretical, but practically act and think with our body, mind, and words. Jivan Mukta Sauchate. Using our body, mind, and words in this world, being externally engaged in so many activities, but internally fully dedicated to the Lord. So this is what Bhagavatam is teaching, one canto after another. First canto is actually, it is explained. The first canto is about how to create a proper mood. First and second canto, like our body standing on the feet. So that's the foundation. That's the foundation of our practice. This is the foundation of our foundation of our life. How to properly hear. How to properly speak then what we hear. So this mood of hearing, the process of hearing is very nicely established by first canto through stories in first canto. And the second canto, so first canto is about the mood, how we, what should be the mood, what we should be attitude. This is the attitude, we should develop the attitude, great eagerness of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Like what? Like a person who is dying. We are dying we are close to death. We don't know even when we die. We are not so fortunate like Maharaj Parikshit, that she knows, oh, I have 7 days today. I can prepare myself. I have 7 days only. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, we don't know. It was like there was a kirtan going on. Srila Prabhupada was there, and one Mataji just left out the temple door, and then, she was trying to cross the street, and truck came and hit her, and she died. And they came to Prabhupada, so what's happened? Why this happened? So what's the destination? Where she went? She went to Krishna Prabhu said, of course. Krishna arranged that kirtan was going on at the same time. So what she had in her mind, the holy name of the Lord, the vibration. So even this happened, whatever happened, she died, but she definitely went to Krishna. So our hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam has to be like this. First canto is teaching us, how to properly be a receiver of the process. We have to have this attitude of hearing. The hearing of like Maharaj Parikshit, with great eagerness. Otherwise, this is like, you don't have digestion, and there's a nice feast. That here is so many nice prasadam here. If you don't have good digestion, that will be very difficult to digest all this amazing food. It should be amazing, because we have amazing lordships here. But if you don't have good digestion, then how we can digest? So similarly, this process of digestion of Bhagavatam is through process to properly receive the message by very eagerly hear, like a person who is dying, like Maharaj Parikshit. We have to follow in his example. This is what is all about first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This attitude is teaching. Shukadeva Goswami through interaction with Maharaj Parikshit. And then second canto is where the history, the story of Bhagavatam is just through the process of parampara is just descending in this world. So this is supreme sadhana, the supreme practice actually to read and study Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya. And then we have a third canto of Bhagavatam. Third canto of Bhagavatam is this where the sarga starts process, the creation. And in third canto of Bhagavatam, we have this nice explanation through the stories. Shukadeva Goswami very beautifully explained the main message. The main message of third canto is that this material world is blended with will be so many happiness and so many distress, so much suffering, so much material happiness. It's just like you don't need to look for that. Prabhupada say this is arranged. Material world is arranged just to purify us. That when you are put into the situation of the material world, you think, I solved this problem. No, it's just the next is already there in the corner. And you're making able to solve this one. No, there's already next one behind the corner. So there's like, struggling for existence. With what? Especially with our own mind and senses. Confirmed. Mama Ivamsha Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashashtandrini Prakriti Stani Karashati. It's a struggle for existence. With what? With our minds and senses. And we become really in charge of our minds and senses. We are a completely helpless situation. So that's why this creation, the purpose of creation, does not happen just by accident, third canto is explaining. It is just planned by the Creator, by the Supreme Lord, to give facilities for our, very strong, independent material desires, and ultimately to be frustrated by them, and then surrender to the Lord. Give up these desires. It's like Prabhupada was give very nice example when you have very beautiful jewel is in front of you, but your hands are full of dirty coals. So what you should do?
Sorry, what was the?
There is a jewel in front. I put jewel in front of you, but your hands are full of dirty coals. Mm-hmm. So what you should do to catch this jewel? You should give up these dirty coals. And this is all about that. We are value these dirty things. We think that, this problem, that problem, but we don't know what is the real problem of life. The real problems are not here, there. Prahlada Maharaj is explaining, is within you. That's the real problems of life. kama, lust, the 6 vices of the soul, enemies of the soul. Kama, lust, greed, anger. So all this thing, illusion, moha, lamentation, madness, envy, matsarya. So all these things are just very deeply rooted within our heart. So first class devotee, he really knows about these enemies, and they want to really remove them from the heart. And this is the process our Acharya is explaining. Bhagavatam, daily studying Bhagavat and chanting Hare Krishna. This is our process. To remove, if we really expose ourselves on this mercy. Like in Mahabharata, this very beautiful story with Maharaj Yudhishthira. There is a river. Maharaj Yudhishthira signalizing to another brother. It was Bhima on the other side of the river. Come on my side, signalizing, and Bhima is just, so many words, uncontrolled words coming from his mouth, and he's even astonished from where it's coming from, and he's just swearing and telling so many bad words, like this, and Maharaj signalizing, no, come on my side. So then, finally, he did it. He came to Maharaj Yudhishthira, and then Maharaj Yudhishthira explaining, do you know why I was showing you to come on this side? Because on this side where you were standing, the sinful people are living. So you naturally, you are influenced. On this side of the river where I'm standing, the pious people are living. So better be on this side. So that's why, by the mercy of a pure devotee, we have these amazing temples, like here, Radha Parisisvara. And we have Gaurintine, Jagannath Baldev, Subhadra, Vishla, Prabhupada, and we have amazing devotees here. We're doing sevaks, so much service for the pleasure of the Lord. And whoever is coming here, immediately can be influenced by the sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi go, lavamata sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi. Within a moment, one's life can change. This is so powerful, it's so influential. While staying on the outside, we very easily influenced by circumstances around us. Very easily, because there's just the power of impiety, of sinful activities. People overloaded. Like today, is shloka about it. Ganga Devi is just worried about it. What will be with me? You want me to descend, and what will then I will be overloaded. With the sinful activities of Kali Yuga people, especially. It is just indirectly showing us the appearance of our Acharya, who is also described in the Shastra. I see Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. His appearance in this world. Because Prabhupada explained once that if you want to understand me, you go to Puranas. I am there. Also, Brahma Vaivarta Purana or Bhavishya Purana is explaining. This is in connection actually with the story with Ganga Devi period. So there's explained there that Ganga Devi, on the behalf of all holy waters, rivers, she is approaching to Lord Krishna in Dwaraka. And Dwaraka, Lord Krishna is just sitting there on the throne and smiling. He's always happy, smiling. We are always like in, complex situation like Arjuna. So to be, explained to us, not enough one time, like Arjuna was able to understand within 45 minutes, Hopefully we understand during this very one lifetime, so we have to read again until we get it. So there is this beautiful description. So she's standing there in front of the Lord, and she is, so the same thing. My Lord, I am aware, we are aware that your pastimes are almost finished 5,000 years ago, almost coming to the end. So then all the sinful people of Kali Yuga will come to our waters, and our waters will be overloaded. So what to do? What is the solution? You be not here, all dharma, all good qualities, principles, that everything will disappear with you. And he's just smiling. Not just smiling and saying, no, don't worry. Just giving assurance, I will send someone. And say, mantra upasaka will come. The worshipper, great worshipper of the holy name will come. And by his activities, by his preaching, be spread like a fire, the holy name of the Lord, from one country to another. And then it will be so spread out, holy name, like we are trying to do every day, by the great generals like Krishna Kripa Prabhu, and and all the endeavors of everyone, that this can happen, our temple president, Jiva Prana Prabhu, which is organizing everything, it's just, this is very smart position actually, getting the most benefit, because you're behind everything, so this is amazing, how much mercy you're getting, So, so this mantra upasaka will come, and not only by his presence it will spread out. There will be only one. You will come to that point of spreading the holy name, spreading the process of Krishna consciousness all around the world on this planet. That will be only one consideration. Will be only one varna. I am a servant of Krishna, Ekka varna. So it will come to that point, It will take for 10,000 years that the disciples of this great personality will be also so powerful, so influenced by him, that they will come and they will take bath in your water, and all other holy waters of Bharatvarsha, and then they neutralize. But just by touch, So that is the question. I was just thinking, how Ganga can be contaminated. Do you know really the story of Ganga? What is Ganga? Ganga is just liquidated body of Krishna. Its story is explained in Garga Samhita, and when once Narada Muni approaching to the Lord and in Goloka Vrindavan, and the Lord is sitting there. And then, he expressed Narada Muni with his disciple, Tumburu, can we do some nice song, play some nice song for your pleasure? And I say, yeah, sure, of course, yeah. And then he's listening, Lord listening, this beautiful, devotional place of Narada Muni and his disciple, and he became so mesmerized, so absorbed, that his body melted and transformed into water. And he's flowing then from Goloka Vrindavan through other Vaikuntha planets and is entering to transform. And then in heavenly realm, in higher planetary system, Janalok, Mahalok, Tapalok, Svargalok, it's called Mandakini. So this is when it is called Mandakini, feminine way. And then it's coming here, and then as the story is described here is just called Bhagirati. Bhagirati, because of this name of this king who prayed to he was so determined. There were many others before in this Amshuman dynasty. Like this chapter is titled, who were trying to they sacrificed their life that Ganga can appear and purified the ancestors and all the conditioned souls. So how Ganga can be contaminated? This is her mood, this is her bath, this is the mood of the devotee. This is the mood of the devotee, that his humility, that that he's not taking anything for granted for himself. It's not possible that Ganga Devi can be contaminated. But she is expressing her mood of servitude mood, devotional mood in this way, feeling unqualified, to burn that and feeling overloaded with the sinful activities of other conditioned souls. So this is a very interesting point here. And so then we are in the third canto. Yes, the third canto is about process of creation. This is like I have a phone. Why we attracted to phone? When I open the phone and take one piece after another, and when you have what is inside is outside, are you still attracted? No. You will be not attracted. It will be not so looking so attractive. But when you put this together like this, oh, it's attracted, you know? Yeah. Whatever a new iPhone is coming, the big lines will be there, you know, in the store, you know, to just get, that's the new one. In the shop, when you put new, wow, okay, I should get it. So this is the technique which is used in third canto, the counting, to the process of Sankhya. You counting the elements of material world, and you see there is nothing to be interested to attracted to. And you're losing an attraction to the material world. This is why in third canto you have Sankhya, philosophy, explained. This is very, very important. This process is repeating, to be sure, not only in third, but also fourth canto and fifth canto and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Manu Samhita is also process of recreation, also explained. This is for this reason, to make us sure that we actually will lose any interest. Because how it is possible that Jiva, who is Satchit Ananda, have any interest to something opposite by nature, which is full of ignorance, you know, the inferior nature of the Lord. How it is possible? It is only possible that the Lord, by His causeless mercy, is entering even to that matter and make that matter, dead matter, attractive. But otherwise, it's not possible that we will be attracted to that. And there is this fourth canto, which is third canto is also important to mention, is about this greediness of the living entity, who is represented by Hiranyaksha, and is conquered ultimately by Hiranyaksha by appearance of Varahadev, which is representing this personified Vedic sacrifices. That's why fourth canto is about that. Okay, greediness of the living, to exploit resources of material nature, like Hiranyakashipu, for himself. It's by hearing these stories, this description by Shukadeva Goswami, very nice, open to that. You even don't know how you become purified from this desire. And then fourth canto, it's about, okay, the gross. Now we're going to the subtle. So then the followers of all Vedic culture, the pious, the Vedic materialism is explained. What if I'm coming from such background of my great ancestors from Vedic culture, especially when you go to the Asian part of the world, So we see that there's remnants of Vedic culture. Prabhupada, went to he was speaking about, for example, Thailand. Prabhupada said, Thailand? Oh, that's Vedic culture for sense gratification. So how people interact, how to deal with you, how they behave. They have inherently this, because this part of the world were managed by so many generations by Hindu kings. So so we have so many stories in fourth canto, so there is the clash of this, followers of this Vedic culture. However, it is beautiful. However, so many sacrifices you do, but if there is no aim and pure devotion, there will be so many problems, with that. So then, the clashes between these followers of the Vedic materialism and renunciation versus renunciation. and Manu Samhita is explaining that Pravriti esha bhutanam nivritti eta mahat pala. Usually, people in this world are thinking that the great achievement is to follow the path of sense gratification. This is a good thing, because immediately I can get satisfaction, gratification of my senses. This is real path of life. But Shastras say no. Nivritti eta mahatma. Actually, the great achievement is to be detached from it, to not feel an attraction to it. Same in Chaitanya Chaitamrita is mentioned. Mahaprabhura, Bhakta Ganera, Vairagya. Vairagya Pradam, yes. That all followers of Lord Chaitanya, they substantial quality is that all of them, they are very great Vairagis, renunciates, great renunciates. Like one yogi came to Navadvip, and he was on the other side of the river, and he wanted to see, because he heard how these beautiful kirtans of Lord Chaitanya and Shriva Sangam going on. So he just came, and he was very curious. He was very, and then he knocked to the door of Shiva Sangam. Shiva Thakur came out. Yes, how I can serve you? There was the yogi, this brahmachari. He introduced himself. Yes, I am. I'm doing Ashtanga yoga process. I'm brahmachari for strict celibacy. I eat very simple food. I'm vegetarian. So, wow, that's wonderful. Thank you. And can you let me enter? And Shiva Thakur, he knew that there is the order from above of Lord Chaitanya and other associates that it is only for pure devotees, Shuddha Bhaktas, that you can enter. So anyway, he was pleading, asking, begging, grabbing the feet of Shiva Thakur. Then Shiva Thakur said, okay, just secretly put him back, and hid him, and then Lord Chaitanya started his kirtan inside of his house, and the kirtan was going on, and just, and then Lord Chaitanya stopped kirtan. I don't feel anything. What's going on? I don't feel ecstasy. And then everyone, it is amazing how everyone has reacted. All these followers, devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they all bow down. They not look, oh, this is because of you. This is because of him. This is always because of me. Because I am so impure, I am so unqualified. That's why it did not give pleasure to the Lord. This is because of me. So then Lord Chaitanya says, something is wrong, here. Somebody is here who should not be here. That's why I can't feel it. So then Shiva Thakur finally just coming out and grabbed the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and crying, asking for forgiveness. I'm sorry, I brought this person here. He is just behind, he is just hid somewhere, So he said, bring him immediately. Lord Chaitanya said. So they brought him, two brahmacharis came, brought him. It was like, I remember there was like, one class going on, and there was somewhere, in the mountain, and it was in the 80s. And then one devotee was giving class, and then one person, kind of yogi, was sitting there, and then he was starting to explain God, the supreme person. The person started to claim, stand up, I am a God, that's me, I am the supreme. And the two brahmacharis came, and they put him very gently outside and put him in the snow. You stay here. When you come down, we will call you back. Relax. Yeah. So anyway, come back to our story. This yogi was brought in front of Lord Chaitanya, and then and Lord Chaitanya say, who are you? And then say, oh, I am this. Again, he repeated the same thing about himself, what he's doing. And Lord Chaitanya say, no, this is not the reason why you're really here. I will tell you. And then he just, exposed what was outside. I will tell you why you came here. You came here because you came to Navadvip because then you can feed your stomach, your belly. Because the people are very kind, and then then can gratify nicely your belly, your senses, and then you can really enjoy under the cover of celibacy or your renounce order. So Lord Chaitanya showed him out, take him out. You should not be here. Get out. So he kicked him out. And when he kicked him out, then the order was close the door very tightly. Now let's chant Lord Chaitanya. And there was Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And this yogi, when he was thrown out outside, then he had time for reflection, introspection. Like our acharyas are giving this indication. Whenever we are bewildered by the problems of others, what you should do? You should be introspective yourself. This is not about problems of others. Like this is the Bhagavatam, 9 cantos. It's full of the stories. We come back to that. Full of so many stories, scandals, problems of life, But this is not about those people. This is all about me. This is all what's happening within me. That all this fight, struggling inside, and that's why I also will end up sooner or later, even if I want to surrender, in this very strange situation like this yogi. So, so he had time for reflection. He was regretting. That's the first thing for reformation of the soul, of the transformation of the consciousness. Start to reflecting. Oh yes, now I understand. Lord Chaitanya was very merciful. He smashed me. He just crushed me. He brought me back to the senses. Actually, he was completely right. So he was just so regretting, his being overwhelmed by lower nature, by desires, material desires, and he started crying, and he so regretted, never again, never again. And then Lord Chaitanya, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he stopped kirtan immediately. Okay? Then he said, tell the devotees, now he's ready. Bring him back. So then the devotees run. Hey, yogi! And they just grab him, bring him back, and now you can stay, Lord Chaitanya. You are ready. So then, let's chant, and then kirtan go on. Yeah. So that's this is the power of a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, that like in 1972 in Sydney, in room conversation, Bhavananda Prabhu was there, and he was just explaining. Prabhupada not so much talk about this publicly, but in that time he said, when I was in Goloka Vrindavan, Lord Krishna personally told me, you come and write your books. And don't worry, I will arrange everything. And then Prabhupada said, how I could refuse? There was an order from the Lord. So that's why I came. So there's not just the books, there's just the stories, and we can nicely have a good time, and to be so transcendentally overwhelmed and fall asleep, because we're so relaxed, This is our usually scenario of our how we take in Bhagavatam class, or our japa, Now we really have to take it very, very seriously. This is great science. So that's why we can go shloka by shloka. It's called shloka nasaranam, or you can go by the themes, based on the Acharya's commentary. The themes is just behind. You have to understand that each canto there is the main theme, main topic, and then you study these stories with having this in the mind. Or this is all about that. That's why these stories are there. Then it's much more easy to understand, to appreciate, each canto one after another. So then you have the fifth canto. Fifth canto is about sthanam. Sthana means boundaries. And about the choosing the right place. There's description of this universe, different planetary system, and actually, to choose the best place in this for us, to do our duties. And sixth canto, the sixth canto is about Poshanam, yes, Poshanam, yes. Poshanam means, what means Poshanam? Protection, all nourishment also. Nourishment. That pure devotees actually are only the people who can really be nourished. Because if we are mixed devotees, it will be not feel so nourished. It's like, you eating, sweet rice and there is some, sand there. Mixed feelings, mixed experience. Confirmed. So that's why the main story of sixth canto is the story fight between Vigatashu, who is in the body of a demon, and then you have the story of demigods, and then the Indra is just leader of them, and who actually is victorious? Vigatashu. Why? Because he is a Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee. He embraced the path of full surrender of the Lord. And those mixed devotees, like Indra, they have to rotten, Prabhupada in commentary explained, in this material world by taking repeatedly one birth after another, again. Like Prabhupada was sitting in a chair, and then he looked, and there was one ant. He was crawling on the floor. And Prabhupada, see, he's struggling. He was Indra, so many times. And then, and now you end up in that. And Prabhupada felt so compassionate to even such small, insignificant jiva. So, but if this jiva appeared, Bhakti Yoga explained, in the house of devotee, that's great advantage. Because you can take Mahaprasad. Yeah. Like you can come closer to the Lord anyway. This is the most safe place in the whole universe. Living in the house. So that's why not only devotee is going on back to Gata, but whoever is connected, the devotee, like Vasis, living around the devotee, also getting experience. Like a Shila, when you're worshipping Shila, is so powerful. Shastra is explaining. Whenever you take Shila, you're taking the Lord. You don't need to install. The Lord is this direct manifestation of the Lord in the form of stone. And then it's mentioned, Shastra explaining that whoever is dying in the environment of 1.5 mile is going home back to Gata, knowing or unknowingly, if he's dying in this environment around Shila.
Wow.
So powerful, so influential, so amazing. Wow. Yeah. So sixth canto, then seventh canto. Seventh canto is about Uti. Uti means impetus. Seventh canto. The main story is Prahlad Charita. The story with Prahlad Maharaj. Impetus. Sometimes we are getting so much impetus to towards the Lord, or sometimes just opposite. So that's why it's this clash. There of these two forces. And then you have the eighth canto. Eighth canto is about Ishanukam. Yes. That's and this is all about
Stories of Krishna and Radha.
Yeah, Manvantaras. Yes. Story of the different Manus, and then so this part is just representing the Lord, is just about being fully surrendered, the difference between fully surrendered and not fully surrendered, not so much surrendered. That's why it is so glorified, the main story with the Bali Maharaj. He surrendered everything to the Lord. So, because this is eighth canto is compared to the arms of the Lord, so what the arms are doing is giving or taking. Prabhupada was telling about his life. I was successful businessman. It was in his horoscope. Astriga, you be the greatest, businessman in India, and he did it. But then he lost everything. So Prabhupada said, this is just, I have everything and then I lost everything. And then I got everything again, back. By the Lord himself. And it's important to mention that first Sankirtan devotee actually was his wife. Because she did this, crackers exchange for the Bhagavatam, She distributed first Bhagavatam book, and this is why we are here. Yeah. So, yes. So, yeah. Prabhupada one time, he was in his family in Calcutta house, there was, the Germans went bombing. And there was carpet of bombs here and left and right, And Prabhupada just was asking, very undisturbed way, nonchalant way, for a next samosa. I was taking, next samosa. He would love samosa. He loves samosa. Sudama, Prabhupada, one disciple of Prabhupada, was telling, that, oh, Prabhupada, he came complain. Prabhupada, I don't know so many shlokas and these devotees, my god brothers, they laugh from me because I don't know so many shlokas. Prabhupada said, oh, don't worry. This is very simple. Just go to kitchen, make some samosas, offer to Krishna and be happy. So sometimes, we have good days, bad days, You can always take shelter of Krishna in this or that way, No problem, So, yeah. So eighth canto is it's about that, And the ninth canto, we are now in ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. What is about ninth canto? What is about all these stories? So this ninth canto is liberation. Yes, how to become liberated from this bargain of our own karma vasana. Of what we actually allow to put in by wrong sangha, by associating with wrong association in this world. And that's why we are now controlled by that. How to get rid of it. So that's why first part of this ninth canto is the 13 chapters. We're explaining also the whole lineage of the Surya Vamsha. And then you have another 12th chapter, the second part, which is explaining the Chandra Vamsha. So Surya Vamsha, first part of ninth canto, it's ultimately culminating in Lord Ramachandra. And second part of this canto is preparing actually as for 10th canto, for ultimate canto, how to take shelter really in Krishna. So the stories of ninth canto are just there. So first part is actually explaining the process of bhajana kriya. Because this is amazing. Shukadev Goswami, when he heard about these far out stories, the devotees, this is all about devotees. They're breaking rules on left and right. They're not able to maintain their vows. And they're doing so many crazy things. Like in ISKCON. Don't be astonished. But what Shukadev Goswami is saying when he's hearing the stories, when he sings the story, like about, for example, about the story about this devotee who was cursed by his guru and to become Rakshasa, and he's just eating, devour the Brahmani, and all these kind of things, And then Shukadev Goswami, when he's explaining this to Maharaj Parikshit is asking, wow, this is a very nice story. Can you tell me more about this great soul activities? He is Mahatma. So this is a very different approach when we have to all this stuff happening around us, all these problems, which we may have, other heavens. So the approach of Shukadev Goswami Maharaj speech is very, very different. It is with the mood of compassion, forgiveness, and love. This is how they're explaining these stories. Not like we in this world, because of bad sangha, because of internet and social media, devotees are so condemned many times on left and right for doing something wrong in their life. No, approach in Srimad Bhagavatam is completely different. Because this is bhajana kriya. The description of the devotees who have faith in the Lord, but they have so many problems they have to go through. Why? Because there is the battle of so many desires inside, and that's why it will naturally manifest outside. That someone will be put in different material circumstances because of that. And because of that, when he's put in material circumstances, when he's taking shelter, he's not giving up, he's taking shelter of the Lord, and this process, he'll become purified. He'll become eligible to become completely pure-hearted soul, and go home back to God the very lifetime. So this is so all the stories are devotees who are ultimately protected by the Lord, even despite of all these problems and difficulties that they're going through. One after another, they are fully protected by the Lord. So this is the first part, 13th chapter. It's all about the second part of this canto, another 12th chapter, the Chandravamsha, is about starting with the story with Urvashi and Pururava, and then and this part is about the power of lust. Explain. Do not make this mistake. Underestimate the power of lust. Prabhupada said, lust, public enemy number one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't have problem with lust. One time Brahmachari came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I don't have problem with lust anymore. And Prabhupada, what he said? You should go to doctor. Yes. Check yourself. Because I want this, I want that, that's lust, and I want more, that's greed. And if it's not satisfied, I'm angry, So that's just, how it works, Kama esha, krodha esha, So it's just stories like that, So then we have story with the main story is Yayati Maharaj. Just please listen carefully. It's a very amazing story about Yayati Maharaj, because the main part is Ambarish Maharaj of the first part. The main story is all about bhakti. If you take shelter of bhakti despite of many problems and difficulties, even if you practice in Krishna Consciousness, you will be protected. You will be safe. Don't worry. Krishna is saying, Mashuchaha, surrender to me, I will protect you. That's why Prabhupada putting this shloka also here today in his purport. And there is this story with the Yati Maharaj, who is gratified his senses like anything for thousands of years. And then he some or other, wow. And the result is that he also is saved. So someone can think, wow, maybe I should do the same. I should let it go. Let it go. Let's follow, that people saying in this world, let's follow the flow. Because it seems to be that our life, of devotee's life, is like going, against the current, not with current and carry away, but against it, struggling a little bit, to remain Krishna conscious, because so much, it's battle of desires within myself. So this crash of these desires and just mixed feelings and emotions sometimes, I really want to give up. Sometimes you're like putting white flag, I can't anymore, So what to do? So the story of the Yati Maharaj is no, you should not do that. You know? You should take lesson from this story. To not do that. So now, Acharyas explained, connecting these two great stories, main stories, Ambarish Maharaj and the story with Yayati Maharaj. He connected these two stories and explained how Yayati Maharaj was able to give up his lust. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur give very beautiful answer, because both of them, they were contemporaries. Maharaj Ambarish was from the Surya Vamsha, and Yati Maharaj was Chandra Vamsha. And there was 8 generations, he's counting, on this side and 8 generations on that side, before their appearance. So it means they were living at the same time on this planet Earth. So Maharaj Ambarish was the emperor of all, the 9 islands, and Maharaj Yayati was the king of one kingdom under this king. So Maharaj Ambarish was elder, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, because of the influence of Maharaj Ambarish, he was able to give up this tendency of enjoyment for sense gratification. And when he was influenced by influence of Maharaj Ambarish, because of his devotion, he was able also to influence his wife. And he was able also fully take shelter and go to Krishna. So so then the last chapter of 25th chapter, when we will come, is actually preparation for the 10th canto. In 25th chapter, the shlokas will be explaining that, the last shlokas will be explaining very beautifully. Shukadeva Goswami will be giving us a very nice explanation of how Lord Krishna is appearing in this world. And why he's appearing in this world. So first, there's one shloka, Yada Yada Hidharmasya, just to, help satisfy pious and finish miscreants, and then he stopped and waiting for the reaction, and then she could have explained, this is the understanding for the ordinary people. This is not really true. Why Krishna is appearing in this world. In the next shloka is explaining the real reason why Krishna is only just to give his own mercy. This is why he is explaining. Why he's just coming here, just to give his own mercy, that you can have relationship with him, that you can hear about him, and that's why it's Adhyaya Prakashika. In each chapter is the main shloka, which is giving which on the base of this shloka, this is like an expansion of all chapter. I would like to hear this read for you. This is the shloka. It's a very beautiful shloka from this chapter. Please forgive me, I just didn't learn this one. Yes, this is the shloka. Okay, here. Yes, Yasmin Satkarma Piyushe. This is shloka 9:24-62. We have? No, we don't have. So translation is that the shloka.
Simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendent ears, the glories of the Lord are immediately freed from strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activity.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's the solution. The solution is to hear about the stories, Janma Karma Chamedvyam Evamyovetti Tattvataha, about the truth of the activities of the Lord, of His appearance. And how? In the complete mood of depending. When we have problems, we should not depend on ourselves. Then is the opportunity to really take shelter with the Lord. How? Like Brajavasis in 10th canto. That's how we should. Krishna is creating so many problems even for them. but it was just make them more excited to just even more surrender. So surrender, in other words, is not, oh, one time I surrendered. And surrender during initiation. Thank you, Gurudev, for your name. Haribol. Okay. Then I can do whatever. Finish my rounds, Prabhupada. Then I can do any nonsense, whatever. It's coming to my mind, Let me enjoy this world back. No, this is ongoing process. Ongoing process, Ongoing process, surrender again, surrender again, surrender again, and surrender again. Otherwise, Maya will not sleep, will not let us go. But if you are in a place like this and you have this opportunity to surrender, just please take this opportunity in this human form of life and chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Otherwise, we will chant Hare Krishna, we'll be not so happy. And that's our fault. Thank you. Any questions, comments? Oh, we already passed. Oh, I'm sorry. So no questions. Thank you very much. Grandpa Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Vigatashu Prabhu ki jai.